Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All good? All right, guys. Whenever you're ready, I'll turn you guys.
Okay.
All right, hold on just.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Lexington Catholic for regional basketball action. Tonight, the Knights take on Henry Clay, two of the top teams in the 11th region. You got 50 wins between these two teams, Tony. They're outstanding. They've won big ball games this year, and they won 50 games coming in together.
Yeah, it's just life in the 11th region. You know, Gary, I have to be honest, this is the first time in a long time, the night before a regional tournament, I slept just fine last night.
I guess so.
Don't have to worry about playing Henry Clay like we did last year, but you know it's a contrast of styles that I really think Lexington Catholic wants to pressure Henry Clay, but Henry Clay obviously or arguably has two of the best guards, possibly the best guard tandem in the region, Kanye Henderson and AZ Blackwell. So how does Daniel Brown attack the press? Does he put those guys in attacking positions, or does he keep them on the other end of the court to make sure they can break the pressure? So it's an interesting, be an interesting chess match, but I would be shocked if Lexington Catholic doesn't come out and try to apply that full court 2-2-1 pressure.
Lexington Catholic does it a little bit different. They got a big inside presence with Reese Potter, and they got the outside shooting with Jack Goldman and the Hope Reinhardt.
Yeah, you know, the thing with Catholic, I really think I was here for the Innsworth game and the Massa Central game, and I think the one thing that Lexington Catholic has started to figure out, the staff has figured out, is that when they just bury Potter down on the block, they become stagnant offensively and are almost too concerned with getting him touches. Whereas in the second half of the Dunbar game here, where they beat Dunbar in the district tournament last week, they have started to move him out on the floor. Well, now you spread the floor for guys to drive and kick and create more space for Reese Potter to get his offense. So be interesting to see how Henry Clay guards them. I mean, I expect Daniel Brown to come in as usual, sticky man-to-man, but when you spread guys out and you've got 4 or 5 guys that can shoot it becomes very difficult to keep them in contain.
You mentioned Blackwell and Henderson. Henderson, the speedster, he gets down court in about 2 seconds, and, you know, he's a lightning out there. Who else for Henry Clay you think will give Catholic some problems?
Well, you know, that's the big question, because when you look at the statistics, you know, they're very top-heavy with Blackwell getting 17.4 a game, Henderson getting 12.7. Daniel's son, Colin Brown, who's put on weight and has gotten significantly better than he was last year, is averaging 11.4. Well, then it kind of falls off to the fourth leading scorer is only getting 5.5 a game. You know, for Henry Clay to play as much in transition as they do, they only get 61 points, 61.1 points a game on the season. So, as you well know, Gary, and we've talked about it year after year, somebody or some two people that will step up in the playoffs, you never see it coming, but Henry Clay is going to have to do that because they cannot – I shouldn't say cannot, but it will be very difficult to beat Lexington Catholic if you depend on 2-3 guys and not get any help from the bench or from Kyan Miller or from Brandon Wicker.
Lex Cath is 26-5 on the season. Henry Clay 24-8. That's his 50 wins we're talking about before the game. on the pregame, but 50 wins between them. That's the most of anybody in the 11th region.
Yeah, well, you know, Gary, and they don't do it by playing soft schedules.
No.
I mean, they both play heavyweight schedules. You know, I was at the male Henry Clay game a week and a half ago. You know, like I said before, we were here at Ensworth from Nashville, Tennessee, with a kid that's going to Vandy and a couple of Division I football prospects. I mean, you can go up and down each other's schedule, and they both play in very competitive, difficult districts. So there are no cupcakes. You know, one of the things you can not say about either one of these teams is they're both very battle-tested coming into tonight.
I think what we can expect out of Lexington Catholic is Blake Busen. He's a little spark plug. He hustles up and down. If you put 2 knee pads on him, he'd clean the floor.
Yeah, he would be a good hockey enforcer. Just put him down there and just wear people out and hit them in the boards and get in a fight every now and then. He's that scrappy guy that, you know, when he's played well, they've played well.
Yeah.
And, you know, he doesn't look for a lot of offense, and when he plays under control and does his thing on defense, you know, he had a huge steal. Catholic went up 3 at the end of the district championship game and came down and back-tapped Spalding to seal the deal, and Dunbar didn't get a shot off. So he's their construction worker guy that he's gonna do all the dirty work for them, and if he gives them anything offensively, that's a bonus for them.
Great crossings at home tonight against Madison Central, and you got Douglas playing Western Hills, and you have Madison Southern playing Ball Orange Dunbar. Those are all the regional tournament games. We'll step out, me and Tony Wise. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and the tip. This 11th region tournament between Lexington Catholic and Lexington Henry Clay. We'll be back after this on the PrepSpin.com.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 956 Kentucky charities and community events.
Employees of Whitaker Bank volunteered 14,860 hours to better our Kentucky communities.
93 nonprofits that promote diversity and inclusion in Kentucky are supported by Whitaker Bank.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
So glad to have you with us this morning.
Emergency leaders are urging It's important to stand up
for what you believe in, for yourself and each other.
At WKYT, we stand for you.
Your voice,
The truth.
the facts.
When the pandemic hit, you had to lay off staff.
Because what matters to you matters to us.
And when it comes to your safety, being prepared and informed.
If it's happening now,
it's happening here.
In Lexington.
In every breaking story, every severe weather event. Prepare now for damaging winds.
we will always
stand for you.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Same MRI, same CT scan. Same items, different prices. So why would you pay more for the same thing? Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI can save you 30 to 60%.
Good practice.
Welcome back to Lexington Catholic. Gary Ball with Tony Wise and the King of Stream, William Warfield. It's Lexington Catholic, the Knights, and the Blue Devils of Henry Clay. Catholic comes in with 26 wins, Henry Clay 24 wins, and something's going to give in this one. This is two of the winningest teams in the 11th.
Yeah, Gary, that's a great point. You know, it's it's just the luck of the draw when you lose your district and you've got to go. You know, you've got to go on the road, and that's where Henry Clay finds themselves in a very tough place to play. You know, we mentioned earlier about Catholic's press. Now this is a college level floor, so you know, if Henry Clay can spread them out and use their quickness from their guards, and they can handle the pressure, this is going to be a ball game to go down the last possession or two. There's no doubt about it.
You mentioned a good point there, a 94-foot floor. How many other high schools in the area use a college-sized floor?
Well, I know Frankfort upgraded theirs to a college floor. They just renovated their gym. And not many at all. And so, you know, I actually think that's a disadvantage for Lexington Catholic, from the simple fact that, you know, everybody else is playing on an 84-foot floor, so when you come over here, they've got to guard you an extra 10 feet. I mean, you put Lexington Catholic in their press on an 84-foot floor, it's very difficult from previous experience. I can promise you it's very difficult to handle that pressure.
I think Catholic was very smart putting in a 94-foot floor. I really do.
Well, you make arguments both ways because, you know, they're usually in the regional tournament, so they're used to the length of the floor. So,
but it's been a while since they won a 11th region. I almost said 9th. That's where I used to be, but I'm in the 11th now. It's been since 2015.
That's right. And, you know, Henry Clay hasn't won one since 2005. So, Henry Clay made the regional final in 19. They had beaten Scott County in the district final, and then Scott County returned the favor in the regional final. And Henry Clay's not won a regional game since then, and Lexington Catholic has only won 2 regional games, I believe, since that 2015 season.
We're about a minute away from the starting lineups. What do you expect early on in this ball game?
Well, there has to be nerves. So, again, if they handle the Henry Clay handles Lexington Catholic's pressure, you want to make sure you run your stuff, get good shots, and get off to a really good start. And I think Lexington Catholic can do that with their pressure. And will the pressure, if Henry Clay breaks the pressure, will they settle for the first good shot they get or make Lexington Catholic play defense in the half court?
You're exactly right. We'll have the national anthem, and then, of course, we have a lot of pregame festivities here on press spin, and Lexington Catholic in the white tonight. Henry Clay in blue with the gold lettering across the front. And they're the Blue Devils. And we'll pause now. We're going to step out for the national anthem. I tell you, the dungeon was ready tonight, weren't they?
Oh, man.
Dungeon's
they are ready to explode over there.
We got the starting lineups tonight by Greg Martin, the public address announcer here at Buter Gymnasium, Lexington Catholic. I'm looking forward to this one, Tony.
Yeah, this should be good stuff. It's a shame we're all playing on the same time and the same night. I'd like to see about three. I'd like to see all the games tonight, but I wouldn't want to be anywhere else than here at Lexington Catholic.
First will be Henry Clay, and they will start Colin Brown at 5'9", junior, and you told us about Colin earlier.
Yeah, you know, he's a spot shooter. He's worked hard on getting to the point where he can develop his own shot. You know, he's shooting on the year, you know, he's shooting 36.4% from the three-point line, so you got to know where he is at all times.
A.Z. Blackwell, he's a 6'2" senior, and I tell you, he's a really prolific scorer.
Yes, you know, he's so strong and he's shifty. He's a lefty, which you don't see very often, and he's a very, very good guard. Like I said, I think this is the best tandem of guards in the 11th region.
And Kanye Henderson, the 6'1" senior, lightning quick.
Yeah, he gets it going up and down. He gets very dangerous.
And you got Kyan Miller, 6'2", junior. Is he the son of Steve Miller?
He is. He is. Yeah, I actually have him in class. He's a great kid. And then Brandon Wicker, the 6'7", 6'8" transfer from Georgia, who's given them rebounding that they needed from last year and shot blocking ability.
Lexington Catholic starting lineups being announced now. We'll go through their lineup for you, tell you a little bit about each kid. And Brandon Salzman going over last-minute instructions. Looks like he's telling them to play or something.
Yeah, we've had 3 or 4 days to go. Now go play. It's about all you can tell them. If you're not ready to play at this point,
you're not ready to play.
You need to go get dressed and go on home.
I'll tell you, a good crowd tonight since there's a UK home game. You know,
absolutely,
crowd.
Absolutely. I better be bigger if the Cats weren't at home.
Yeah, they're playing Ole Miss. That's why they make DVRs.
That's exactly right.
You can record the UK game. That's what I'm doing. Jack Goldman, I tell you, I've called his name a lot this year. 6'2" senior. He's a good guard, but he's also a really good quarterback. He's going to Center College to play quarterback for the Colonels.
Yeah, he's going to have himself an excellent career. And, you know, we talked about Busen earlier, but if Jack Goldman plays the way he's capable and plays under control and is the actual, no pun intended, but quarterback of the basketball team, Catholic's very difficult to beat.
And then the dangerous shooter, John Reinhardt, is the other guard. Blake Busen is the lunch pail player, if you will. And the other starters, Hudson Sparks. Tell us about Hudson Sparks. He's 6'4" and a junior.
Well, I think Hudson Sparks is a huge key because early in the season he got off to a fairly slow start. But, you know, now he's up to averaging 8.2 points a game. He's taking better shots. He's more aggressive. He's playing with a lot more confidence. So it's exciting times. And, you know, what you asked earlier about, I think a huge key for Henry Clay is, you know, I've seen him play 2 or 3 times, and Brendan Wicker, if they've got to keep him out of foul trouble, because if they don't, they have nobody that can guard
Reese Potter. 6'10" junior, being recruited by a bunch of folks. I got 7 foot. You round off the 6'10", don't you? 7 foot. Just kidding.
When you're that tall, does it matter for us that are short?
That's right. And here's a tap between Wicker and Potter. Potter wins it back to Busen. Busen now gives to Goldman, and Goldman working across the timeline. He's being dogged there by Blackwell. And also that's Henderson. Back to go to Busen. Busen comes out to Potter.
You know, that was interesting, Gary. On Reese Potter's first touch, Henry Clay doubled the post. I haven't seen them do that, so maybe that's the game plan. I don't think that was by accident.
Looks like Catholic's being very deliberate. Busen, top of the circle, bounces into Potter. Potter turns, left side, misses it, and Reinhardt has it stolen away by Henderson.
Great defense on the double by Miller.
Henderson working with the ball, Busen on him. Trying to cross over with the left hand. Henderson down the left elbow. Giving it back, almost lost it. Brown did lose it. Busen with the hustle. And Goldman comes up with it after he battled there with Blackwell. Goldman throws it away. Here comes Blackwell. Down the lane, fakes, left hand, scoops it up and in.
Little nervy start by both teams. 3 or 4 possessions. We have 3 turnovers, so nothing shocking so far. I do find it interesting though. They're not going to let Reese Potter beat them. So somebody from from Lexington Catholic is going to step up and make some shots.
Potter down low, double team, back to Busen and in and out. Rebound by Henry Clay.
They're daring Busen to make shots. That's obvious on the game plan early.
Blackwell, soft shot. He looked like Jack Givens, doesn't he? Down low, the big guy blocked by Potter and then tapped out by Reinhardt.
Yeah, Reese Potter, you can't go to sleep with Wicker. Wicker is very active. He's not very stout, not very strong, but he's very active and can leap out of the gym.
Transferred in, you said?
Yes, from Georgia.
Almost a steal by Busen. Wicker gets it back. Coming three-pointer left side, back of the rim, no good by Henderson. Reinhardt gives to Busen. He's got an open lane. Passes to Potter, puts it up off. No, excuse me. That's Hudson Sparks off the glass.
Great extra pass by Busen.
Sparks ties it up 2 apiece. Brown, he comes back out front to Blackwell. Daniel Brown calling something there. Three-pointer, good out of the corner. Knocked down by Blackwell.
Yeah, I don't know what the Catholics doing on defense. That's 2 very clean looks by Blackwell.
He's got all 5 points. Potter gives to Goldman. They got to get Goldman going as well. Potter down the lane. There's a triple team on him. Busen over to Goldman. Three-pointer out of the corner. Bullseye.
Also, some poor defense on Lexington Catholic. Just a matter of lack of communication, looks like to me.
Tit for tat.
See how they can spread you out on this bigger court? It's easier to make pressure when you got good guards.
Henderson with the bucket up and in. 7-5 on Henderson's shot. 4:32 to go in the first quarter. Reinhardt down low to Potter. On the low block, he's double teamed. Throws a pass, picked off by Blackwell. AC Blackwell down the lane, throws it up, and he's hammered. Foul called. This one's going to be on, I believe it's going to be on Hudson Sparks.
Well, when you get the post doubled, Miller is guarding Blake Busen. So either Busen has to go to the open spot, or he has to cut to the basket. If he does that, the weak side guy's got to take him, which opens up other shooters. Right now, Lexington Catholic does not have an answer for the doubling of the post by Henry Clay.
I'll tell you, this young man is, as you said, a really prolific scorer. Blackwell, he has, 6 points already?
He has, he has 6 of the 8. And missed a wide open 3.
Makes them both. 9-5, Henry Clay. John Reinhardt works it across on Brown. Reinhardt try to get him going offensively. Gives out top.
Oh, nice set.
Backdoor Sparks puts it up and in. What a play.
Yeah, that was a nice set there. Nice little weak side back cut set by Coach Salzman.
And then Catholic comes out with a 1-2-2 press. And there's Henderson to the basket, puts it up and in, but I tell you, that's silky smooth.
Well, what happened was Henderson drove, and Jack Goldman couldn't leave Conlon Brown, because if he goes and doubles off the press, that leaves Conlon Brown wide open, and that's what he was telling Coach Salzman.
Reinhardt working across on Brown, gets to Busen. He's looking down low to Potter. He's double between team, throws it away in the backcourt, and hustling to get the ball is Brown. He gets it, lays it up and in.
Oh, that's just outworking Reinhardt. Conlon Brown with a great play, but Reese Potter had Reinhardt wide open. Busen cut that time and got him open, but he made a poor pass.
Goldman all the way down, block and a foul called and it's called on Wicker.
I'm excited. This is great.
13-7. Goldman foul, as you mentioned. Wicker needs to stay out of foul trouble. That's his first.
You know, that's on the opposite end of where we are, so hard to tell if he fouled him or not. But
Goldman, who has 3 points, could have had 4, but he missed the free throw. And checking into the ball game for Catholic, Brody Turner, a 6'2 sophomore.
Well, Lexington Catholic definitely has more depth than Henry Clay, but again, Reese Potter he has to make good passes out of the double team, because if Busen starts cutting like he just did, there are going to be people open.
Goldman knocked down the second free throw, 13-8, 3:06 to go, first quarter. Tony, your thoughts so far?
Oh, the double teaming of the post is a great game plan by Henry Clay, and Lexington Catholic right now has no answers for it. Reese Potter's got to make better passes and better decisions out of that double team.
Brown gets it out top, and that's Henry Lynch who just checked in. Out top to go, and there's a fake shot, and Catholic almost still gives it to Lynch. Lynch, back it goes. Blackwell puts it up, and rebounded.
That was, Gary, that was a force because Colin Brown was wide open in the corner.
Didn't see him.
Got to make that extra pass.
Goldman with 4 points, trying to go to Potter, and there's going to be a foul. And I think they called that on 12 of Henry Clay.
Yeah, I think Kyan Miller, he actually got a hand on the ball, but I think it was one of those pass interference calls where you had your hand on his back before the pass was thrown.
2:22 in the first. Catholic get it to Busen. Busen out front. Back to Goldman.
Oh, he walked.
Goldman.
Probably shuffled his feet.
Was some shuffling down low, no doubt about it. Gives to Reese Potter. Potter back to Busen. Gives to Potter. Loses control of it, and it's picked up. That's a double dribble.
That's what I thought.
And no call there. They called a foul. Reinhardt coming in for Catholic. Going out will be Busen.
I don't think Blake Busen liked coming out there.
No, I don't think anybody liked coming out of the regional tournament.
No, but it's hard to play 32 minutes this intensity. And that kid plays so hard.
Yeah.
Getting him a breather here at the end of the first quarter is probably a good call.
Henderson comes over to Blackwell. Gets a pick out, comes over to Lynch, to Henderson. Brown sets the pick out high, and then comes out of it. Wicker's out of there right now, Tony.
Yep, going to save him. Don't want to get that early second one.
Henderson. Dipsy Doodle shot, won't go, gets it back, no. Potter taps it, and let's see, they called it, they give it to Henry Clay.
You know, Gary, I don't know about you, but Reese Potter, his activity, he's almost like in cement. He's not as active as we've seen him, and he's going to have to pick up the pace because there is no tomorrow.
Way out front to Henderson. Comes over to Blackwell. He's working on Hudson Sparks.
Well, Lexington Catholic's just running a switching man-to-man, and Henry Clay's allowed to do whatever they want to do and playing at a very deliberate pace and getting some pretty good shots.
Henderson over to Blackwell. Throws it right to Reinhardt. He plays for Catholic. Going to be a reaching foul call on Henderson. 56 seconds to go in the first quarter.
You know, when you're a coach, the one thing you love for kids to do is to penetrate and attack, but never throw it back to the same side of the floor. The defense hasn't moved, which is what AZ Blackwell did right there. Lexington Catholic needs to be a little more aggressive on offense, see if we can get Potter going here a little bit.
They try to pass it to him. It's knocked away. It's stolen. Blackwell to Henderson. He drives to the basket, puts it up and in.
Where they're at their best when he's slashing.
So fast, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
He's yelling to the dungeon.
Might want to calm down now. There's a lot of game left.
Goldman. Backdoor Sparks knocked away. I tell you, that's a good read there by Henderson.
Yeah, the energy Henry Clay's bringing is significantly higher than Lexington Catholic, don't you think, Gary?
Yes.
I don't think it's even close.
Mason Hawkins checks in, and Henderson goes out of the ball game. 26 seconds, 15-8, and Catholic needs a 3 here.
That was a good substitution.
Potter to Reinhardt. Reinhardt to the basket. Tipped away. They're getting a lot of back tips.
Yes, they are.
AZ Blackwell. Cross line, going to take the last shot here in the quarter. Up by 7. Blackwell waits for the pick. Takes it strong to the basket. Blocked by Potter. What did he call?
Had his hands right on him, rode him all the way down.
Foul on Sparks. His second. That's the team's third.
Oh, that was on Sparks. I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Called it on Hudson. 1.6 seconds. And at the line, Blackwell has shoot 2. Got the first one. Blackwell is a 70% free throw shooter. And he's got a good start to this ball game.
You know, Catholic has a handful of guys that, haven't been in this position before, Gary. Had a lot of seniors and Ben Johnson. And so these guys are playing a very experienced group. I'll get it out eventually.
It came.
Daniel Brown's coaching his rear end off. He's bringing in Wicker just to make it hard to inbound the pass.
And there's a 3/4 court shot put up by Brody Turner. Won't go. At the end of the first quarter, it's all Henry Clay. The Blue Devils 17, the Knights 8 here at Buter Gymnasium. We'll be back. PrepSpin.com.
Same MRI, same CT scan. Same items, different prices. So why would you pay more for the same thing? Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI can save you 30 to 60% compared to the costs of local hospitals. We have a state-of-the-art facility in the Lexington area. We believe that every patient deserves the best in affordable, quality care. Avoid surprise billing. Come to Lexington Diagnostic Center. Imaging focused on you.
All right, welcome back to Lexington Catholic. Real quick, some stats that jump out at you. Henry Clay beating Lexington Catholic on the glass 6-2, including 4 offensive rebounds, 0 for Lexington Catholic. And Gary, the story of the first quarter, Lexington Catholic 6 turnovers, only 2 turnovers for Henry Clay, 3 by Reese Potter. Lexington Catholic only got off 5 shot attempts because of those 6 turnovers.
Yeah, I think Potter needs to get more active in the second quarter.
I think they all do.
Yeah, pretty much.
But if you don't score, you can't press.
Yeah. Blackwell in trouble now. Drew comes out of it, looking for some help. Now directs traffic. Colin Brown comes out and takes the basketball. He goes over to the right side with Busen on him. Out top it comes Miller. Blackwell loses the handle on it, picks it back up.
Man, he's got a quick first step, doesn't he?
One of the quickest I've seen.
And it's long. It's a long shot, like right there.
Busen gets a steal, got a 3-on-1. Busen in the middle to go and lace it up and in.
Now you can get the press on.
That's a good 3-on-1 there. They all spaced, and Busen knew where to get the ball.
Yes, that was a great clinical fast break. Daniel Brown with a quick timeout. He's not going to let them get any momentum.
17-10. Catholic has cut in the lead. It's now 7 for Henry Clay. The winner here plays Friday night, and they play the winner Madison Central, as Central was taking on Great Crossing, I believe.
And it's 15-12, Madison Central at the end of the first quarter. Great games all around. If anybody could let us know how the other 2 games are going, that'd be great.
I tell you, that Moreno kid is something else for their crossing.
He's like Reese Potter. I swear they grow every time I see him.
What is he, 6'8" now?
I think he's bigger than that. He might be taller than Potter.
17-10, 7:04 to go in the first half. Across the line is Kanye Henderson. Back to Henderson. Busen made that goal as he got the steal.
That's exactly right.
Henderson works it in, backs it out, sees Potter, so they better not shoot over that 6'10" guy. Now Blackwell getting instruction from Daniel Brown. Blackwell, top of the key, comes in, cut off, back to Brown. Brown cut off, gives it to Henderson. Henry Clay being very patient like Catholic was early on.
Very much. Both teams playing pretty good defense here in the half court. Most of the points have been in. We had two guys get lost on threes and transition baskets.
Henderson stops and pops from 15, and Potter tries to rebound. Wicker on his back. No call. It's out of bounds off of Wicker.
You know, Gary, the patience of the possession was fantastic, and then to take that shot, it was like okay, it's time to take a shot.
Yeah, it's time to shoot.
Yeah, that was a not a great shot selection by Kanye Henderson. But
you and I like to shoot in high school. We just shot the ball, wouldn't we?
I shot way before then.
I would have too. There's a steal by Wicker. Just reached up, took it away from the 6'10" guy. And there's Henderson, left hand, no. Batted around. Busen still out of the back off the rim. Works down. Now crossover, puts it up, no. Potter rebounds, puts it up and in. Reese Potter.
Again, I think Henderson could have hit Colin Brown there. Chose to keep it himself and had to take a very difficult shot.
A 4-0 run by Catholic to start this second quarter.
If you're Catholic, you should feel pretty good. You play with low energy.
17-12.
You know, Henry Clay, I feel like, has dominated and only up 5.
Wicker working on Potter. Out top he comes to Blackwell. Blackwell, he's calling for somebody, Wicker, to come out. Driving now. Good defense, Reinhardt puts it up and in anyway.
Yeah, that's just better offense. Pretty good defense, that's just better offense. That's, he got himself under control, was able to shoot the ball over Potter.
19-12, 4:55 go. Goldman down the lane, rolls it up and in. What a play by Goldman.
That's him sniffing the end zone right there. He went north-south and got there in a hurry.
19-14. Goldman's got, 6 points?
Yeah, he's got off to a great start here this quarter.
Blackwell works in on Potter, and there's going to be traveling called. It could have been traveling or a jump ball because Potter got a piece of the ball.
Yeah, one of the things that Blackwell noticed, we played Henry Clay in the first round of the region last year. When he gets driving in there, he will push off. So it'd be curious to see if the officials called it. We got one called on him last year, but he will go in there and create his own space by pushing off. So took that extra step. Now Catholic chance to make it a one-possession game.
Goldman over to Potter.
That's
Reese
a foul.
cut off, and there's a foul on Wicker. That's number 2.
That's huge. I love Reese Potter catching. There was no hesitation. He's been very hesitant in the post, trying to pass out of the double team, making passes over top of his head, over long opponents. So it's good to see him be aggressive.
Hawkins comes in to lose 7 inches on that exchange.
Miller can push him off the post, though. He's so much bigger and stronger.
Busen. Bounce pass out front. Goldman lines up the 3 off the front of the arm. Potter gets a piece of it.
Oh, great
Gets
hands.
it back. Tries to come over Reinhardt, a 3-pointer, and he got it.
Yes, great play by Reese Potter just by keeping his hands active.
Hawkins gives it to Miller. Back of the rim, no. And it's kicked out front, and Busen diving out there for it, trying to get the ball. And Busen with great hustle. Diving on. That's what I'm talking about, the 2 knee pads. Clean the floor for you.
I don't know if 2's enough for him in the game. Wear those out in the first half.
19-17. Henry Clay by 2. 3:29 to go in the first half. Gary Ball with Tony Wise and the king of stream, William Warfield. Blackwell lines up a 3. Got it.
No, that was bad defense. Goldman went under the screen. You cannot go under the screen on Blackwell. Let him get his feet set.
22-17. Potter has it on the left side. Lets it fly, and he knocked it down. His foot was inside the line. It's a 2-pointer.
But again, Gary, no hesitation. He seems like he's getting more comfortable and more aggressive.
He's picking it up. How many points now for Potter? Is that 8?
I think that's 6 this quarter.
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot of contact.
Yeah, Blackwell didn't like it at all. Over to Henderson. Henderson working in. Now gets it back out as it comes to Hawkins. Back out it comes to A.Z. Blackwell. Blackwell, top of the key, lets a 3 fly. No good. Rebound of Potter.
Busen went over top of the screen and got a challenge 3-point shot from A.Z. Blackwell.
Goman over to Reinhardt. Reinhardt now to Busen. Down low to Potter. Potter and throws it up. It goes in, and they'll say that the basket didn't count. They say he was a foul before the shot.
That's just Reese Potter making a basketball play. He saw the block open, dove down there, and great entry feed. Hudson Sparks sat there for a long time. Turner gave him good minutes.
Sparks back in the game for Catholic. Goman comes over to Reinhardt, lets a 3 rip, and he misses it off. Potter rebounds on the left side. Out front to Goman. Goman thought about a 3, didn't he?
He sure did. I think if that was in December, he might have let that one go.
Down low to Potter, and Busen steals it back. Busen over to Goman.
Like we talked in the pregame, Gary, Catholic has gotten stagnant where they're trying to force feed Potter, and he's gotten his points when he spread the floor and got him out facing the basket.
Goman off glass, right side, hung up and knocked it down.
Any young kids watching the game, that is a great job by Goman to use different speeds. He little start and stop, blew right past the defense for a nice little bank shot. Another lost start, Gary, is the bank shot.
You're right, and there's a reach by Hudson Sparks. And that's 3rd foul on him. So back into the game will be Brody Turner.
Yeah, that was, Coach Salzman rolled the dice there with bringing Sparks back with 2 fouls and only less than 3 minutes to go in the half.
Brown gives it to Miller, back to Brown. Well, Miller's a solid kid, isn't he? Brown goes back to over the left hand, and he's fouled.
Conlon Brown giving a little change of pace.
That's all you got to do.
Basketball, it doesn't matter what the sport is, you cannot play one speed all the time. Football running backs, how many times do you see a guy will stop, cut back? Basketball starting and stopping. I mean, you got to change speeds on people.
Emmett Smith, that free throws up and in, good to Brown. Emmett Smith always stops before he makes that cut. He always stops in the hole.
He was okay, right?
Yeah, he wasn't bad at all.
I mean, to be a Cowboy, not a Cowboy fan, but I am an Emmett Smith fan. Great running back.
23-21, and Brown with 2 points makes it 24-21. And into the ball game for Henry Clay is Henry Lynch, and going out will be Miller.
Now, I definitely would go to Reese Potter here, but I wouldn't get caught up in going to him on the block. Let him face up and take Lynch off the dribble.
Reinhardt works it across on Brown. Pass to Busen. Busen looking for cutters. Can't find anybody. Busen.
That's a foul on Lynch.
Foul down low, and that's going to be called on Lynch.
You know what? You're okay with that. He comes in being physical with Potter, and, Potter's got to understand. Just keep digging in there, and the next foul puts him at the free throw line.
He's a 6'2", Potter 6'10".
Doesn't seem quite fair, does it?
Coleman over to Reinhardt, 3-pointer with a man in his face, knocks it down.
Great little out of bounds under me. Those are so underrated to be able to get free, easy points.
We're 24 all. Blackwell stops at the free throw line, throws it up, and no good. Rebounded by Reinhardt. Reinhardt passes out front to Turner, off the glass, up and in, and count the basket. It's a soup. No, what'd they call? The basket's good. Soup and a sandwich.
So good to hear that again. Mason Hawkins was just a half a step shy to get there. Great look ahead by Goman to get it to Turner again. Turner has played great minutes for Hudson Sparks, who was riddled with 3 fouls.
And made the free throw. Brody Turner, boy, he's giving good minutes to Catholic off the bench. 27-24. Catholic with the 3-point lead after trailing by 9 at the end of the first.
Yeah, Henry Clay has they've almost slowed down a little too much on offense.
Henry Clay lost the district final to Douglas, 57-54. That was overtime, wasn't it?
I believe so, yes. I believe so. You cannot take this shot with more than 5 seconds left on the clock. Lexington Catholic gets the ball first. Only one possession here.
Henderson with 4 to the basket, hanging, and it's no good. Tapped up, no, and we're going to do the locker room. Henry Clay will be trailing 27-24. Catholic with the lead. Reese Potter and Goldman had big second quarters like we talked about they would need to.
Absolutely. You know, your two best players have stepped up, and they've offset Blackwell's great second quarter.
27-24. We'll be back with this on PrepSpin.com and Catholic on top. Lexington Catholic 27-24 halftime. Here's Tony Wise with all the first half stats.
You know, Gary, a lot of the things that we talked about in the first half, Henry Clay with 24 points, down 27-24. Only Colin Brown has 4. Henderson has 6. AZ Blackwell has 14. So what they've done, Lexington Catholic has paid more attention to the perimeter and cut off those driving lanes. Henry Clay in the first quarter was 6 of 12 from the floor, 2 of 8 in that second quarter. We talked about it. Lexington Catholic turning the ball over with 6 turnovers, 3 by Reese Potter off the double teams in the first half, or in the first quarter. They only had 1 turnover there. Lexington Catholic goes 8 for 11 from the field in the second quarter. The difference to me in the game are 3 things. 1, Lexington Catholic cut down their turnovers. When Brendan Wicker went out with foul trouble, Reese Potter kind of got freed up a little bit, hit a couple buckets. But I think the story of the game so far is Jack Goman. Jack Goman has 10 points, has 2 assists in 16 minutes, didn't come out. The second quarter he went 3 for 4. Hit a 3-point shot in the first quarter, had 6 in the second quarter. So Henry Clay has 3 people to score. Lexington Catholic has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the difference. You had the turnovers at Lexington Catholic went from 6 to 1. I think the defense really, really tightened up for Catholic, and Brendan Wicker getting in foul trouble was huge, as we talked about pregame. Reese Potter gets freed up. When he squares up, he doesn't have another 6'8" kid in his face. So Catholic is leading by 3 at halftime.
Reese Potter, I thought, got more active in that second quarter, too. He was getting rebounds, but he's been active doing that, kind of like Seaway. Wherever the ball goes, he was going and getting it.
Yeah, you know, he made a huge play getting that extra tip, came up with his own, or the offensive rebound, and dumped it down to get the Catholic within 1 at that point, with about 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. And, you know, you look at it, he only has 4 rebounds, but Lexington Catholic flipped the switch on Henry Clay and out-rebounded him that second quarter 7-2, whereas it was 6-2 Henry Clay in the first quarter. So, you know, another key factor of the rebounds that Lexington Catholic went to the glass a lot better. And, again, a lot of that has to do with Brendan Wicker going out of the game.
What does each team need to do this second half?
Man, for Henry Clay, you have to keep Wicker out of foul trouble. Or otherwise, I really think they're up against it if they can't keep him in the game and keep him out of foul trouble. Hudson Sparks goes in foul trouble. Had a couple baskets in the first quarter, but Brody Turner comes in and gives them great minutes on defense, gets the big soup and sandwich, as you like to say, late in the quarter that gave Lexington Catholic the lead. So if you're Lexington Catholic, you want to continue to take care of the basketball, continue to hit the glass. And Henry Clay, you might want to turn up the pressure a little bit just to mix it up here and there, because in transition, Henry Clay has 10 of their 24 points. So they've only scored 14 points in the half court in 16 minutes.
Tight ball game as we expected, Tony. We have nothing but the best out of these two teams. A quality team. 26 wins for Catholic, 24 for Henry Clay.
It game about what you expected, right? It's 27-24.
Almost the exact number of wins.
That's exactly right. I think Henry Clay here has to get a stop. Lexington Catholic with the ball first. Henry Clay, in my opinion, I'm coming up with something that they haven't seen before, because we need a bucket. We need to get a little confidence going. I don't know what that might be. Maybe get Colin Brown free for a clean look. He is not taking any three-point shots. He's only taking 1 shot from the floor and 2 free throws. So, you know, your best, most consistent three-point shooter has got to get a couple rounds off this half.
3 minutes and 20 seconds before the second half. It's going to be an exciting second half. Lexington Catholic 27, Henry Clay 24. I make no bones about it when I say these two coaches are two of my favorite, talking about Brandon Salzman and Daniel Brown. It's really not for either team in this one. We do a lot of Lexington Catholic games because of obvious reasons. They don't have the robotic camera in here. But I'll tell you what, I got the utmost respect for Daniel Brown.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I work with Daniel. He let me come on staff in 12 and 13 the year Madison Central won the state championship. We kind of had them on the ropes there in the semifinals with a couple minutes to go and missed a couple free throws. But when you see Daniel up close, how hard he works, the passion he has for basketball, his relationship he builds with his players, and the fact that he takes a lot of pride in being Henry Clay's coach and does a lot of things off the court that are second to none. So yeah, I've got nothing but great things to say about Daniel.
(27-24), Lexington Catholic leads here at halftime. Let's listen in to the pep bands here from Henry Clay and one from Lexington Catholic. About set for the start of the second half, Tony. And Lexington Catholic and Henry Clay, and the Blue Devils under Daniel Brown, and Catholic under Brandon Salzman, the 11th Region Coach of the Year.
Yeah, Gary, like we just talked about, Henry Clay must get a stop here early, and hopefully they can score on that first possession to stem this momentum that Lexington Catholic carried in at halftime. So, we talked about the big crowd. It feels like the crowd has gotten bigger in the second quarter.
I think it has. It's definitely grown.
So either the Cats are playing real well or the people said to heck with it, I'm going to go watch some high school basketball.
Well, it was Ole Miss. I mean, what'd you expect,
Well, I can tell you, Gary, Dunbar is up 7 at Madison Southern at halftime. Great Crossing is up 4 at halftime against Madison Central. Douglas started about 30 minutes late, and last I saw or heard, they were up 5 with about 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Those are some updates from the 11th Region. Reinhardt will put it in play to Blake Busen in backcourt. He'll work it across. He'll go over Salzman. Blake Busen working on Miller. Now he's trying to get it in. Now passes out to Reinhardt. Reinhardt back to Busen. Now he comes to Goman. Jack Goman backs it out. He's working on Henderson. Goman on Henderson. Spins, loses the ball, picks it back up, comes now to Hudson Sparks. Catholic started the game like the second half, like they started the game, very deliberate. Now Busen just backing it back out of there, taking almost a minute off this clock.
It's like watching Phil Ford in North Carolina.
Goman stops in 15 and misses off the front of the rim.
Just like we talked about Gary Kanye Henderson in the first half, it's almost like he just settled for that shot.
Blackwell. Wicker back to Miller, blocked in, good block by Hudson Sparks.
Yeah, that was good, that was clean, because that would have been number 4.
Blake Busen fakes, now drives left hand up and in. Hey, boy, the fake, he sold the fake.
Sure did, got Wicker off his feet. Good left-handed finish off the incorrect foot.
Biggest lead for Catholic in this game, Tony, 5 points.
Yeah, we're danger time here for Henry Clay. Again, they've only had 3 guys that score, and in one of those 3, Colin Brown only has 1 2-point field goal with no 3-point shots attempted.
Wicker sets a pick. Here's a three-pointer off, and it's no good. Shot over there by Henderson.
Coming off that ball screen, I think he could have drove that one. I know you got Reese Potter in there, but Henderson kind of settled for that.
Well, Potter would make you do that.
Yeah, you got that right.
Back door it goes.
Great fake.
And a shot up and up underhanded with the left hand. Nice shot put up by Reinhardt. Almost a steal by Sparks. Did he pick up the foul? Yes, he did.
I was just getting ready to say, what is he doing there? You got to appreciate. You know what, you got to appreciate the effort, but he comes over here. He looks at Coach Hall and says, my bad. Brandon did the right thing. You just kind of pat him on the butt and say, hey.
That's his fourth foul. 31-24. Catholic with their biggest lead of 7 points. Blake Busen made a nice move to the basket. Then Reinhardt said, I can do better than that. He rolled it up with his left hand, just underhanded.
I think this is a 12 or 14-0 run by Catholic over first and second period.
Blackwell blocked from behind by Reese Potter, and a foul called on Potter.
He came off that tight curl, Gary, and gave a quick shot fake. And people understand, when you shot fake, he or she, they don't have to leave their feet. All they've got to do is raise up on their toes. That's all Reese Potter did. Got around him. He had to come through him to block the shot. Henry Clay now 7 for 7 from the free throw line.
That's Reese Potter's second foul.
Not in the danger zone yet, so let's see if Brody Turner can give us the same.
That'll be Wicker, I think. No, what did he call
Oh,
him?
my goodness.
I don't know why. That's a phantom foul.
I will say this. I'd love to see a replay because when Wicker went to jump, he kind of jumped one-handed, and he called him for holding. So
Potter picks up his third.
I don't know. I don't know if you let him play with 6 minutes to go.
Henderson comes over to Blackwell. Blackwell looking for Wicker.
I'd tell Blackwell, drive it on him.
Yep.
See what happens.
Henderson backs it back out. 31-25, Lexington Catholic. 5:32 to go in the third quarter. And there's going to be a foul called on Goldman.
That good call. Henry Clay at the last couple possessions, Gary, they went stagnant the last 4 minutes and a half, but now they're going back looking to attack. And now you have to attack Reese Potter. If he blocks it, he blocks it. But with 3 fouls, you get him out of the game with a 4th foul.
Second foul on Goldman.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
AZ Blackwell works in, loses, gets it back over to Henderson. As you say, Henderson-Blackwell, probably the best combination of guards in their region.
Yeah, I think you really got to put the pedal on the metal. Here we go.
Brown, high archer, bullseye.
Got a good look. AZ Blackwell with a wonderful pass right into his shooting pocket.
Cuts a lead to 3. 4:55 in the third quarter. Goldman, right side, looking for Busen. Busen lobs down to Potter, and there's going to be a foul call.
Do you feel like the intensity is ratcheted up here in the last couple minutes?
Yes, it has.
As well it should.
Big time.
Playing for a chance to go down to Eastern.
Potter puts it up short. Boy, just short-armed that one, didn't he?
Sure did. Great pass by Goldman.
Quick to the basket. Potter's got to watch it. There's Wicker with the stick back. Potter very close to getting his 4th.
They've gotten significantly more aggressive here in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Good timeout.
Timeout by Catholic. Their 7-point lead has been cut to 1. 31-30. 4:28 to go in the ball in the third quarter here at Lexington Catholic. 31-30. We'll be back on PrepSpin.com.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Welcome back to Lexington Catholic. Gary Ball with Tony Wise and King of Stream, William Warfield. 4:22 Catholic got the timeout. Goldman to the basket, slap Henderson. Brown out to Blackwell, to the basket, up, foul. The soup in this sandwich and Henry Clay's got the lead.
Yeah, great hands by Henderson, and for Gary, for whatever reason, Miller Williams checked into the game and just kind of reached up and grabbed him by the shoulder. Just let him score the basket and let's move on.
You're exactly right.
But Catholic's got Reese Potter and Hudson Sparks here, so let's see how this plays out the next few minutes with Reese Potter on the bench with 3 fouls and Hudson Sparks with 4.
Free throw no good. Nice rebound. Nicely done by
Now
Williams.
where's Lexington Catholic going to get their offense?
Here's a steal and the dunk won't go, and a foul called on Busen.
Just sloppy ball handling. Now, more importantly, that's the 6th-team foul on Lexington Catholic. So now Henry Clay, a really, really good free throw shooting team, but now will be in the bonus and shoot free throws the rest of the game.
And only one team foul against Henry Clay. Blackwell way out to Henderson. 32-31. Henry Clay's Brown, high arcing 3, and it's stuck between the rim and the backboard. That'll be an alternate possession rule, and it goes back, I believe, to Henry Clay. So that's pretty good to get the ball stuck in the side of the rim and the backboard, and you get the ball back. I don't like that rule.
Yeah, Brown was just a little bit off balance there.
Almost banked that in. Connell Brown out to Miller. Miller. Back it comes to Brown. To Henderson.
Lexington Catholic now out of the man-to-man, switching man-to-man. Now they're into 2-3 zone.
Yep, 2-3 with Potter out, and they've got Busen and Reinhardt out front. Brody Turner and Jack Goldman working down low. They get it left side, and there's a shot put up, won't go, and rebounding, and Henry Clay gets it back. Out it comes, and a three-pointer in and out by Blackwell.
Got pushed out of bounds. Great rebound by Goldman.
Miller Williams in there battling. In there for Reese Potter. Goldman gives to Busen. 3:20 to go in the third quarter. 1 point lead for Henry Clay. Reinhardt lines up a 3, front of the iron, no. Back tap, Brody Turner, but picked up by Henderson. Gives it now right side, shot put up and in by Mason Hawkins.
Now Hawkins leaked down the court. Henderson didn't see him at first, but then makes a great pass. Hawkins with a good finish.
Jack Goldman.
Your shot selection becomes so important now. Reinhardt rushed out a little bit. He's too good a shooter, gets his feet set, he's deadly.
Turner over to Williams, and there's a three-pointer, and it's back to the rim, no. Stuck back, no, and gotten down low. They kick it back to Reinhardt. He comes to Busen. Reinhardt back tapped again. Boy, how many times Henry Clay done that?
A bunch. Lexington Catholic back to turning the ball over.
Blackwell, and call it for a travel.
I think he did miss that one.
Blackwell to Henderson. Works it to crossover and puts it up and in. The Euro step.
I'm not sure how much longer you can keep Reese Potter on the bench. This isn't a game in January.
You're right. And they got a 5-point lead after Catholic got a 7-point lead. So that's a 12-point turnaround.
Absolutely.
So let's keep it here, Tony. Look at some numbers in this game, some turnovers.
The Lexington Catholic, huge key to the game was their 6 turnovers in the first quarter with only 1 in the second quarter. Now have at least 4 or 5 turnovers here, waiting on some stats, but 4 or 5 turnovers that have led to easy baskets, which is how Henry Clay got the lead in the first half. Now they've regained the lead by Lexington Catholic turnovers and attacking the basket.
Four turnovers, Tony, in the quarter.
4 turnovers.
For each team.
Wow.
36-31 Henry Clay.
Coach Salzman decided to leave Reese Potter on the bench.
I think he'll bring him back in the fourth quarter.
Oh, absolutely. You could have made the argument he needs to come back now.
Williams over now to Turner. Back to Williams.
Got him.
Cutter. There's Goldman. Stops. Banks it up and in.
Great cut. Great pass by Williams.
How many's that for Goldman now? Is it 12 or 14?
I think that's his first bucket of this quarter.
Okay, so how many is it? 12?
He's got 12, I believe. It's only their 6th point of the quarter.
36-33. Brown thought about the three. Goes out top and over to Henderson.
Oh,
and he runs over top. That's a charge. He ran over top of the Catholic player. And there to take it was Miller Williams.
I actually think that was Brody Turner, Gary.
Yeah, Brody Turner. I'm sorry. Brody
Turner. It's given them huge minutes tonight. A little pressure here by Henry Clay. Haven't seen this yet.
They come around the Goldman. Back out top, Reinhardt. Williams. Reinhardt. Out top, Houston lines up a three. That's short.
Didn't like that at all.
And there's a rebound by Henderson. Streaks down floor, crosses over, puts it up and in, and he's fouled.
Bad shot selection leads to easy points on the other end. I thought Lexington Catholic kind of had stopped the momentum of Henry Clay, had a good possession going, and Houston took an off-balance three from top the key.
51 seconds here in the third quarter. This young man has been outstanding like Kanye Henderson.
And, you know, Henry Clay's been able to keep Wicker on the bench with Potter in foul trouble. And he has no fouls this quarter. He only has 2 for the game.
Wicker?
Correct.
I thought he had 3, but you're right. 39-33, 6-point lead for Henry Clay, 47 seconds in the third quarter. Cross the line is Busen. Out top, he comes to Williams. Back it goes to Blake Busen.
Now this will be interesting because I don't think
Goldman, turn around. He's fouled. He'll get the soup and a sandwich.
He absolutely got fouled on the wrist. I was just getting ready to ask you, Lexington Catholic gets the ball first here in the quarter. You know, you could have made the argument to hold the ball and get 2 possessions in a row, but Goldman with the great post up and good call there. Slapped him right on the wrist. That was right in front of us.
Misses it. He could have 15. He's got 14 points in the game. Cuts the lead to 4. 29 seconds in the third quarter. This is going to be a fantastic finish, I believe.
Now this is where I might take a chance here and run off of Lynch, since he just came in the game, has only played a couple minutes, and try to soft double the basketball and make Blackwell give it up.
Blackwell, top of the key, runs in, 15-footer short, gets a rebound, blocked, throws it up and in. He banks it in with half a second to go in the quarter.
Henry Clay failed block out. We've talked about rebounding all night. It's been a tale of quarters. Henry Clay dominated the first. Catholic dominated the second. Now Henry Clay has dominated the third with a chance to go up 3 possessions going into the fourth quarter.
This young man has been outstanding as well. AZ Blackwell. I like the name. Southpaw puts it in. Well, after Catholic got a 7-point lead, Henry Clay says no problem. Now we got a 7-point lead. 42-35. Catholic has half a second. Houston throws a 3-quarter cord. No good. We head to the fourth quarter, and it's Henry Clay 42, Catholic 35. Fourth quarter coming at you. We'll be back on PressBin.com.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 956 Kentucky charities and community events.
Employees of Whitaker Bank volunteered 14,860 hours to better our Kentucky communities.
93 nonprofits that promote diversity and inclusion in Kentucky are supported by Whitaker Bank.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
have you with us this morning.
Catholic will start with the ball in the fourth quarter. Busen gets it over to Goman. Reese Potter's back in, and Hudson Sparks is back in. Try to go to Potter, and he's fouled. He was throwing it out of a triple team.
The only thing I don't like about that, Gary, he was falling back. He's got to get more of a base, a stable base where he can pass out of it.
Don't you think as he matures, he'll learn that?
Well, I'm not sure how many times you see a double team in high school.
That's a triple team. Lob goes to Sparks, and Busen hustles in. Taps
That's a
in.
foul.
There's a back tap, and there's a foul called. It's going to be on Isaiah Blackwell. AC Blackwell picks up.
Now, what makes that a big foul, Gary, is now Henry Clay has put Lexington Catholic in the bonus, and Daniel Brown just got warned for, it wasn't the other officials, he was way out of the box.
I think that's a sixth foul.
Sixth foul, they put it up very quickly.
Yeah. Lob goes to Goman, and he hangs and puts it in at 16 from Jack Goman, the quarterback on the football team. Is a great athlete. You saw that on the inbounds play.
Yeah, big bucket there for Catholic. They needed that one desperately.
Lead is 5 for the Blue Devils. Henderson gives it back over the left side to Blackwell. Drives down, 13-footer, in and out, and rebounded. Good job coming out of there with it is Hawkins, and that shot won't go by Henderson. Try to save it in. They give it to Brown.
Henry Clay is wearing out Lexington Catholic on the glass. They have not blocked out anybody all night.
There's a pass at the knee, and it goes over to Brown. Puts it in. That was a shot. It went off the foot of Wicker and went right to Brown in the corner. And he knocked down the three.
One of the rare mistakes by Blackwell with a poor pass. That was a forced shot.
Here comes Henderson. And let's see what they call here. Reaching foul on Lexington Catholic.
There's 7 minutes to go. There's no reason to take quick, bad shots by Lexington Catholic. You know, we talked about the quarters, Gary. Henry Clay, 9-6 on the glass that quarter. Lexington Catholic with 3 turnovers, and now 14 points off turnovers for Henry Clay.
Free throw up and in by Kanye Henderson. How many now for Henderson, Tony?
He had 11 through 3 quarters, so this is 13.
And the lead?
He has 20. Blackwell's 20. Henderson's 13. Colin Brown 7.
Lead is 10. That is the biggest lead that Henry Clay's enjoyed. Potter sets a pick out front. There's Goman hanging, puts it up, it rolls out, tapped around, and Henderson comes out. A long pass to Brown, picks it up, and turns, banks it in.
Danger time for Lexington Catholic.
What they got to do, they got to start getting Potter open down low and getting the ball to Potter. Goman's done a good job driving. He's had a couple easier shots in the goal for him, but he's made some. And, you know, I think Lexington Catholic, as you said, is in a little bit of a danger in this game.
Yeah, you know, Hudson Sparks, Brody Turner has given them great minutes, but what they miss with Hudson Sparks is his offense, and that's really coming to fruition right now. And, you know, they've kind of gotten panicked on offense and taken some bad shots. Just keep playing. There's tons of time left.
49-47. Neither team has had a lead this big, have they?
No, and Henry Clay's making the run right at the right time.
Now Catholic needs to make a run to get back in it. They got the weapons to do it. (26-5) Catholic coming in, 24-8 Henry Clay, and they both played extremely tough schedules.
Well, you know, if I'm Brandon Salzman, like, guys, look, there's all day to play. We're fine. Be aggressive with the basketball, because every time the whistle blows, we're going to the free throw line. And so you want to stay aggressive and not have to settle for jump shots all the time.
Goman works across, gives to Busen, lobs, throws a bad pass to Potter, throws it out of bounds. I think Blake Busen thought Reese Potter's going to jump up and grab that one.
8-11 instead of 6 of 11. Nice little set, little back screen to Reese Potter. Just a poor pass by Busen. Oh, they had Henderson deep. He missed him.
Blackwell, backcourt cut off, double team. Throws it in the middle now. Hawkins across over to Brown. He lines up a three. Got it. Brown has been money here in the second half.
Yeah, he's played really well. Made some big shots.
Goldman, nice spin move. Draws a foul. Boy, if he'd hit that, he'd be going to the line for a 3-point play.
Yeah, big free throws here. Catholic needs some points. They only have 10 points, Gary, this half.
Sam Clements up on the bench. Looks like he's getting ready to come in. Goldman's free throw is good.
Catholic was 4 for 10 in the third quarter, 0 for 3 with 3 turnovers, and got beat on the glass 9-6.
Goldman knocked them both down. He's got 16. Sam Clements comes in for John Reinhardt.
That's what you talking about Blake Busen being a fire plug. This kid is too.
Played football as well.
That's a bad foul. You're putting a great free throw shooter at the line. And you fouled him 92 feet from the basket.
And you mentioned a good free throw shooter, Brown. He's hitting 3 tonight like his dad. Daniel could shoot it.
Yes, he could.
Played at Berea College.
I'm guessing he probably still can.
And I was talking to Gary over here, does the stats for Catholic. He said he could hit it from half court.
I'm quite sure he didn't get cheated in his rounds either.
Free throws up and in by Colin Brown. His oldest brother, Keyston Brown, is playing college basketball. Do you know where he's at, Tony?
I think he's at Campbellsville.
Okay. Colin Brown hit them both. Boy, what a deadly free throw shooter. Don't put him at the line if you're a Catholic player. 54-39. Goldman. Behind the back, stops, and they call a foul on Goldman. Charge. That's 4th foul on Jack Goldman.
Yeah, Goldman he's trying a little too hard. He's a senior. He knows his team's up against it. Just trying to force the issue a little too much. I'm not real sure how that was a charge, but.
Hawkins, Henderson. Crosses the timeline, comes over to Brown. Brown lobs it back over to Henderson. It comes out front to Blackwell. He's going to be fouled immediately by Turner.
You know, Gary, Catholic's just not playing very smart. They fouled 92 feet from the basket, and then you foul him 40 feet from the basket. There's tons of time left. Just play defense.
Still 5:23 to go in the basketball game.
But you can't keep giving up these free points.
Blackwell rolls off the left. How many does Blackwell have tonight?
Well, through 3 quarters, he had 20. I don't think he scored this quarter.
I don't either. So back in Hudson Sparks, and Clemens goes out of the ball game. Here's Blackwell's second to give him 21 points, and he does. 21 for Blackwell. Busen to Goldman. Goldman crosses the line. Angles right. Passes to Busen. Gives to Goldman. Right side. Goldman short. And here's Brown on the bust out. Brown drives, misses, and tapped out. And there's going to be a foul.
Now you have Lexington Catholic not playing, not running the floor, frustrated. There's so much time left. I know it's a 16-point game, but with their pressure and their three-point shooting capabilities, I've seen them wipe out a lead like this in only a couple minutes.
Free throw connected by Henderson. They've combined. Henderson has how many? And 21 for
Blackwell's got 21. And Henderson is gaining on him quickly. The big three have really, really played well.
57-39. Reinhardt throws it up and tries to bank it in. He's fouled. He'll shoot 3 free throws. Foul on Brown.
Yeah, that's one of those things. You know, how many shots has Colin Brown blocked in his life? So he's trying to block a shot from 22 feet. Great head fake.
Did you see Brown just cross Reese Potter's path? He came up to his waist. Is he really 5'9"? First free throw connected. It's 57-40. Henry Clay up 17, 4:56 to go in the basketball game here at Lexington Catholic. Gary Ball, Tony Wise, King of Stream, William Warfield. Second free throw good. He'll get the third. John Reinhardt. Reinhardt's had a so-so game, hit a 3 in the game, but
you know, Gary, what I've noticed watching Reinhardt is if he doesn't make threes, I think he falls in love with the 3 too much. He's such a great shooter that I would really like to see him get to the free throw line more. You know, on the year, you know, Reinhardt shoots 79%, but through through 30 games, 31 games, he's only taken 66 free throws. That's almost 2 a game.
Fast break. Henderson comes over to Brown. Back out to Blackwell. And there's going to be a 5-second call. Good defense by Blake Busen. Goldman over to Busen. Busen back out top, Reinhardt.
No need to rush.
And Goldman lines up the 3. That's off the front of the rim. Boy, I thought it was going to look good from here, Tony.
Yeah, but again, you've got to drive the basketball. You're at the free throw line. Meaning you've got them with 18 fouls. Drive the basketball. The shot selection has been, Gary, would you describe it as suspect?
Very suspect, yep. You look at this crowd, Tony. We got a super crowd in here.
Oh, gosh, for UK basketball game. Bands are here. Even the upper decks has people in it.
This young man's made a living at the free throw line. He rolls that one out. Kanye Henderson. I'm sure he's got a lot of jokes about his first name, but he can't help that.
No, but he's putting on a show his second half.
Sure is. Henderson, and it rolls in. 58-42. Henry Clay by 16. Oh, the region's leading victory team, Lexington Catholic, 26 wins coming in. Goldman. Over to Reinhardt, lines up a 3. Got it! Big 3.
Got his feet set there.
Yep, that was like a Grady-type 3, almost a bad throw, and it's picked up and off the foot. And
what a play.
What a hustle play. I'll tell you, that's Blackwell at his best.
Oh, man.
He just dove for the ball, and he knocked it over to his teammate instead of having a turnover. That's a big play.
That is a fantastic play.
58-45. Let's keep it right here. Got any other scores, Tony? Pass them along to us.
I don't know the time, but I know Great Crossing is up 4 with under 2 minutes to go. Winning that district and being able to host is such a huge advantage.
Madison Southern was trailing Dunbar last we heard.
7 at half. Haven't heard anything since then.
We're at Lexington Catholic with William Warfield, the king of stream, and Tony Wise, and the man, the king of stream, Mr. Warfield's over there running controls and does a great job, Tony.
I'm glad he knows what he's doing. There's too many wires over me. We might blow this gym up if you and I got involved.
I think you'd give it a shot, Tony.
I'll try.
By the way, I'm going to say to you, you're a fine coach. You retired, and now you're even a better golfer.
I got time to work on my game now.
Yeah. And you won a tournament recently, didn't you?
Over the weekend in Atlanta.
Wow. I got to take some lessons for you when I get my
I won't even charge you. Douglas is up 22. Just got word. That's no shock there.
Right. They're blowing Western Hills out, right?
Correct.
Pass to Henderson in backcourt. Busen on defense. Henderson works it across. Boy, you got to hate Busen on you defensively.
Golly, he'd drive you nuts.
Working down, and the shot rolls out for Blackwell, but he'll go to the free throw line. 3:40 to go in this one, Tony. That's all that remains.
Great Crossing is up 4 with 1 minute to go.
Wonder how many Malachi has.
Southern is up 38-37 after 3 quarters, down 7. They've outscored Dunbar by 8 in the third quarter.
So that's a good ball. This was a real good game going into the, fourth quarter? And Henry Clay's dominated this quarter.
Well, you know, we talked about rolling the dice, bringing Potter back at the end of that third quarter. Coach Salzman decided to keep him out. I mean, you know, you can make an argument either way. And Henry Clay went from up 1 to up 7 pretty quickly.
Yes.
Oh, missed that one.
Too strong by Blackwell. He's a junior, averaging, 17.4?
Correct. You know, Henry Clay has got the right guys shooting the free throws, but they're only going 1 of 2.
Yeah.
The last 3 or 4 trips to the line, if he makes this one. That's how there's still plenty of time to go in the game.
Blackwell, and he makes it, rolls over. It rolled over the lip of the rim and went in.
Soft touch.
59-45. Henry Clay by 14, 3:40 to play. Reinhardt, who hit a big 3 out of the right side moments ago, now has it back out top to Reese Potter. Potter looks to Goldman. Goldman puts dribble down. Now gives it to Reese Potter.
Reese has got to be more aggressive.
Here's Hudson Sparks, 3, back of the rim, no. Rebounded by Goldman. He'll drive down, put it off glass, no. Foul called.
Good call.
And it goes, I believe that's going to be on.
I think that was Miller. Fouled him on the shot.
Yeah, it's Miller, you're right. That's his 4th foul. 4 fouls on Miller.
Yeah, Coach Salzman, Coach Brown, offense and defense substitutions left to right. This is going to be like an NBA game. This might take another 45 minutes.
And here comes some wholesale substitutions. Brody Turner, Sam Clements. Now Clements comes back over the scorer's table. And Williams in, Miller Williams. Goldman's second free throw. Knocks it down. Goldman will come out. Sam Clements will come in.
Scoring with the clock stopped. There, you know, it was 18 just a minute and a half ago. Now they've knocked 6 points off of that. Oh, threw it away.
Bad throw. Reinhardt stops from 3, and it's back of the rim. No. Busen with the hustle. Back over comes now left side. Turner stops and puts up a 10-footer. Rolls out, and the pass goes left corner. There's a 3-pointer by Reinhardt. No good. Coming out, Brown with the bust out. Brown drives down, lays it up and in.
The only bad thing about doing offense and defense is you got your best offensive guys. Oh, that's intentional foul. You got your best offensive guys on the bench.
2:44 to go in the ball game. Here comes Reese Potter, Hudson Sparks, and Jack Goldman back in the game. At the line will be Kanye Henderson. He's going to shoot 2. Because it's bonus time. He hits the first one.
At this time, with only 3 minutes to go, I don't think you can afford to go offense to defense. I think you just got to ride these guys out.
Henderson makes them both. 63-47. Here comes Goldman down court. Goldman over to Potter, looking. Over to Hudson Sparks, high arcing 3. Got it. Big 3 by Sparks, cuts it to 13. 63-50. You need a couple more of those, Tony.
Yeah, got one.
Here's a steal, layup, and in by Catholic. Reinhardt.
Coach Brown has 3 timeouts left. Wouldn't be surprised if he used one here.
Hawkins. Over goes Blackwell. And a dunk won't go. Then he gets it back and dunks it.
Boy, he got up quick.
Wicker, three-pointer, in and out. Reese Potter calling for the fouls. He's knocked to the floor, and there's a bad pass. Throw it away. Goes back to Kath. Reese Potter was saying, where's the foul at?
Mason Hawkins, he went to the glass. Mason Hawkins with a great block out. That's all that was.
So Catholic looking for some threes here. Busen gives it over the right side. Reinhardt.
Give it into him.
Potter turns, hooks. No good. Goes after it, and Henderson. And there's going to be a reaching foul. And that'll be 2 free throws. That might be it for Blake Busen.
Well, he's played his butt off. I know that. That kid plays super, super hard.
Fouled out of the ball game. How many points and so forth did Blake Busen have?
I don't know. You know, Gary, his job isn't to score a whole lot, but boy, he scraps, and Lexington Catholic fans giving him a well-deserved round of applause. That kid plays super, super hard.
Just like football, he's a super player in football. Played defense his senior year and offense, and did a good job on both. But he'll play at Center College. He'll be on the receiving end of some Jack Owen passes, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Free throw off the mark for Henderson, who hit his last two. 65-52. Henry Clay, 1:39 to go. And he misses it. Rebounded by Hudson Sparks.
You know, Henry Clay's giving them chances.
Goldman to Sparks. Corner, Brody Turner takes it strong to the basket, puts it up, no. And it's going to be a blocking foul, I believe. Yes, it is. And block will be on A.Z. Blackwell. So shooting 2 free throws will be Brody Turner, 6'2" sophomore. Turner's going to be a good player, Catholic.
Oh, yeah. Gets a little more consistent on this end, on the offensive end.
He's put together very well.
Yeah, nice body, built like a basketball kid. I do not make the offensive defensive substitutions here because you know you get a turnover, you got no offense on the floor.
There's a foul on Potter as he just grabbed Henderson. That'll be 4 on Potter. No, that's 5 on Potter.
That's his 5th, yep.
Wow. Potter fouls out. (65-53). Henry Clay looking to go to 25-8. Missed free throw, and Catholic with 26 victories.
Madison Central hits a deep 3 to tie the game, and Will Harden rimmed out a half-court shot to win it for Madison Central. We're in overtime at Great Crossing.
Overtime. Minute 19 here in this one. Reinhardt gives to Goldman. Out front, lines up a 3. Back of the rim, no, and whistle, and went over the support, so turned it over to Henry Clay. A minute 11 to go in this ball game. 66-53. 13-point lead for Lexington Henry Clay. Potter's fouled out. Goldman checks out of the ball game.
You know, Gary, we talk about good guards winning the postseason. Tonight is a perfect example.
Timeout by Henry Clay. Minute 4 to go, Tony.
And, Gary, all you can say is Potter got his second and third foul very, very quickly there in the third quarter, and Coach Salzman rolled the dice to keep him on the bench. He and Sparks. You know, Sparks had the 4. He was a no-brainer. You know, like I said, you can make the argument to keep him. I've done both as a coach. I've rolled the dice, and he goes out there and he picks up his 4th foul, and you look like a crazy person for doing it. And other times you kind of ride it out. But, you know, I really thought when he went out of the game, Henry Clay really attacked the basket. Conlon Brown made a couple big threes and got him up 7 going into the fourth quarter, and they've kept them at bay the whole quarter.
winner of this plays a winner of Madison Central Great Crossings game, but that's going into overtime.
Yep. The word I got was Will Harden rimmed out a midcourt shot to win it. He's got some range, too, for a player of the year of the 11th region.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. A minute 4 to go. 64 seconds. That's all that remains, maybe on the Catholic season. Henry Clay maybe to advance to play Central or Great Crossing. Inbound, Hawkins gets it back to Henderson. Henderson in backcourt, double team now to Brown. Brown comes over to Hawkins. Hawkins back passes over, passing out to Brown out front. Hawkins out front. It comes now to, and a reaching foul called on the Catholic, and that will send back to the line. Henderson, he's made a living there tonight.
True, he seems like he's been there the whole fourth quarter.
I think he's been there about 20 times. Hudson Sparks fouls out.
Yeah, Sparks just couldn't get much going. You know, rolled the dice, like I said, you know, bringing him back in with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter with 2 fouls, and really picked up a sloppy third foul. You know, you have to play smarter in that situation. But give credit to Henry Clay. You know, they're guard heavy. They don't have a lot of depth, but boy, the guards played like it tonight, didn't they?
Reinhardt stops, pops a 3, and hit it. Reinhardt, 67-56.
I was going to say, he's all the way – he had Wicker all the way down the floor wide open.
And that tried to be Clements, was guarding the inbound play. He knocked the ball out of bounds. That's a good play by Sam Clements. Here's a lob down to Hawkins. Lobs it back. Henderson. Henderson, is going to be a foul, and that's going to go on Williams. 25 seconds in this ball game, and Henry Clay's up by 11, 67-56. Say hello to the Cranfields out there listening tonight, Bob and Wendy Cranfield. Give them a shout out. John Kennedy. Free throws.
I'm going to tell you, Gary, what's going to make Henry Clay even more dangerous down at the big floor at Eastern is you saw what happened on the college floor tonight. You know, Wicker stays out of foul trouble. They are a totally different team when he's out of foul trouble.
Reinhardt tries to knock down a 3 way out front. It goes out of bounds.
Because, Gary, you know what? The only time Catholic really looked like they were in control and playing Catholic basketball is when Wicker went out with foul trouble.
69-56, 17 seconds here in the ball game. Henry Clay on top. Comes and bounds to Hawkins, and he's fouled. 15 seconds.
You know, people don't understand how hard it is to win in this region. You know, Brandon Salzman's had a, unbelievable run here at Lexington Catholic. It's his 15th year. You know, their last appearance in the state tournament was 2015. And I think I'm correct. I could be wrong, but I think that's the last, the only 2 wins they had were, I guess that would have been 2019, 2020 when Scott County beat them in the regional final.
Yep. There's a foul on Henderson on Goldman. 70-56. Goldman will shoot a couple of free throws. Gary Ball with Tony Wise and the Kingdom Stream, William Warfield.
Well, Henry Clay played I thought they had more energy at the start. They were more aggressive.
Yeah, good effort.
Great guards.
Free throws good by Jack Goldman. I don't think Goldman still plays baseball, but he does everything else. Quarterback on a football.
Quite the athlete. I expect him to have a great career at center.
Hit both free throws. Goldman had, 18 points tonight?
Right. You know, we talked how hard it was to win, and this is Henry Clay's first win in 3 years in the region. Those guards play like they play tonight. It's going to be a tough out. for anybody.
Henry Clay wins 70-58 over Lexington Catholic. Tony, your thoughts on this game?
Man, I'll just tell you this. You have good guard play, this is what can happen. They took advantage of playing on the bigger floor here at Lexington Catholic. They attacked the basket. Huge key was keeping Wicker out of foul trouble, and then Potter got in foul trouble along with Hudson Sparks, who really wasn't much of a factor because he was riddled with fouls after the first quarter. And in some ways, a dominating performance outside about 4 or 5 minutes by
Do you want us to do final stats?
by Henry Clay.
Do you want us to do final stats?
Yep. So we're just waiting the final stats here, and Great Crossing is up 5 in overtime over Madison Central. Great Crossing is now up 10 with 49 seconds to go, so it looks like Great Crossing and Henry Clay will play the first semifinal Friday night.
And Catholic ends their terrific season at 25-7.
Well, it's like I was saying earlier, Gary. It's just hard to win in this region. It's hard to win tournament basketball, especially in a region that this tough and this balanced.
Give us those final numbers there, Tony Wise. 19 for Brown, 22 for Blackwell, 22 for Henderson. Man, the big threes.
Henderson had 11 in the fourth quarter. He went in all 11 points from the free throw line. Went 11 for 16.
That's 61 of their 70 points from those three.
And those three scored most of their points, like we talked in the pregame. But Colin Brown at halftime, Gary, we'll make this easier to understand the big three, how they came to play in the second half. Colin Brown has 15 points in the second half. A.Z. Blackwell had 8. Kanye Henderson had 16. So that's 31. That's 39 points. Those three outscored Lexington Catholic by themselves 39-31 in the second half.
Good game by Jack Goldman. He officially had 22 points in the ball game, 19 for Reinhardt.
Yeah, he hit some threes late, but just a dominating performance on the glass by Henry Clay. Outscored them 30-19, including 14 on the offensive end. Both teams were 20 for 43 from the floor, 14 of 23 from the two from Catholic, 15-30 for Henry Clay. 5 of 13 from Henry Clay from the three-point line. Henry Clay had 6 of 20. Henry Clay, 25 of 35 from the line. Lexington Catholic, a great 80%, but only got 15 free throws attempted, 12 out of 15. So there's your difference in the ball game. 13 free throw difference for Henry Clay. Now, granted, Lexington Catholic was doing a lot of fouling there late in the last 4 or 5 minutes. So, you hate to see a game come down to fouls, but Brandon Wicker handled his foul trouble a little bit better than Hudson Sparks and Reese Parter. So it looks like, from the word I'm getting, that Great Crossing
and Henry Clay will
play at 6 o'clock, 6:15 on Friday night.
Looked like Douglas was going to be a winner tonight.
They were up 30. It was a running clock going into the fourth quarter.
So they will play
Madison Southern or Dunbar.
Yeah, Southern was up in that one.
Yep, and at the end of the third quarter.
So those are the scores from the 11th region. Well, it's the final 70-58. Henry Clay wins tonight. A good ball club. Lexington Catholic ends a great season. Congratulations to the Knights for a great season, Tony.
Yeah, you hate to see it because they had come together so well after, Ben Johnson had just one of the greatest careers in Lexington basketball history, and to respond to that and come back and win 25 games is a testament to these kids. And I thought that they panicked a little bit when they got down 7 or 8 there, and the guards for Henry Clay took over. And that's what, fourth and fifth year senior guys are supposed to do. They're supposed to take over, and guards take you a long way. And Henry Clay has 3 really, really good guards.
Good work with you, my friend.
Oh, so glad to have you back.
Tony Wise. And We thank him, and the final score 70-58 Henry Clay over Lexington. For my broadcast teammates, William Warfield, the King of Stream, and Tony Wise, this is Gary Ball from Lexington Catholic High School, where the Henry Clay Blue Devils win it 70-58 over Lexington Catholic. So long, everybody.